I think for sure I'm gonna
In
have to go.
order.
I'm gonna have to go number 1, Brock Purdy over Christian McCaffrey. Number 2, Christian McCaffrey. Number 3, number 3. That's when it starts getting tricky. Number 3,
Yeah.
Brandon Ayuk. Number 4, Deebo Samuel. Number 5, George Kittle.
Damn. See, I agree, but then also like, doesn't it just like depend the game? Because
It
they're
really does. This is
all
why like you can't have a
so
linear like rank, because you're right. Depending on who they're playing, it's who's gonna have a different impact. Like that's 1,000% fact. This is why like kind of ranking it. That's why no matter what, I think it's gonna be always Purdy, because if he's on and he's showing consistency, it'll help the run. It'll help the run game because it'll pay defenses if they want to stack the box, and then it'll help everyone else. So even back then, like as much as McCaffrey was good for those few games with Garoppolo, like to me, I always thought like it was Purdy who was the real figure that uplifted the offense. He was the real reason they were scoring 30, not McCaffrey. I mean, it was everyone, of course, but you know, they were still looking like a good offense with McCaffrey, and it wasn't until Purdy took over that, and I did the numbers before the season, right? That pretty much Purdy gave him an extra
their
touchdown a game
offense. Yeah.
for points per
Yeah.
game. So that's that, and that's a result-based business, right? Like as much as like the defense gives up yards, they're still holding opposing offense. It's like 2 scores or less a game for the most part, except for Cincinnati. But yeah, like we don't care how many yards you put up or allow. How many points did you allow? Because that, again, is a results-based business. Like, what did you do? Did you stop them from scoring? We'll take the bend, don't break.
I want people to put in the comments who they think, if you had to rank Deebo, Ayuk, and Kittle, what the ranking for those guys are going to be. I think I'm going to, for the sake of, I wanted to disagree with you and put Christian McCaffrey above Brock Purdy, because
You
I'm
could.
trying to think
Fine.
like if the 49ers like had to lose one of them, which one would be like the most, oh my God, we're not going to make it to a Super Bowl?
Purdy.
Obviously, I think both of them, but you're right. I think if push comes to shove, if the 49ers had to lose Brock Purdy, it would be horrible. It would
Because
also
Sam
be
Darnold will
horrible.
probably be fine for a couple of games, but I think that'd pretty much be dead for them. The same way that the Bengals have zero chance to make the Super Bowl and probably even the playoffs because Burrow's now gone, I think the 49ers would be dead. They'd be dead in the water.
But do you think that without Christian McCaffrey, that the
It would
offense would
hurt.
flow as effectively? I know that Elijah Mitchell
No.
performed really well last game, and Jordan Mason would finally get in the game, so that would make some people happy. But I feel like the cool thing about Christian McCaffrey is his versatility in the passing game and how much he opens up for other guys.
Because he
And
takes
and
so
the,
much attention. How many times do you see like the flow of the defense just goes with him like crazy?
yeah. So I'll put Purdy first, Christian McCaffrey. I want to put Deebo in this system, even though it hasn't been like, I know it hasn't been like that the last couple of games, but think about when Trent Williams and Deebo were out. This offense was struggling. Like Deebo still, I don't know if it's like other defenses are still so scared of him, or if it's just an emotional element, which is kind of like insane because obviously all these people are professionals. But I do feel like the offense performed, or Kyle's confidence in his offense. Like I think there are people, especially with the way that Deebo's producing this year, who could fill in for Deebo, but Kyle doesn't have the same confidence in them, so he like doesn't put them in those roles. I'm thinking Ray McLeod in my head right now. So I'm gonna put Deebo third, and then I'll put. I want to say then I'll put Ayuk, and then I'll put Kittle, but that seems fucked up to Kittle because like he's obviously like when given the opportunity, he's incredible. I do think, okay, this is like they wouldn't have to make this decision, and it's not very fair because of age gap and money wise. But if you took away age, if you took away money, just performance. Okay, a lot of people, some people are saying Kittle's the fifth O lineman. If you had to choose between Ayuk and Kittle, who would you choose?
Ayuk.
Yeah.
Ayuk.
I think you're right.
Because I think especially at this point, like eventually, like when more talents are gonna get retained, it's like who's the one that's gonna be the odd man out? It has to be Kittle. He's towards the higher age scale. Typically gets beat up, and it's like, yeah.
Chris and I agree. And then this guy says Trent. So I did say skill position players, but yes, I think that Trent is probably the most impactful. And when we're reflecting on that down streak, we kind of put Trent and Deebo in the same category because they were both out at the same time. But a lot of that, I think, maybe had solely to do with Trent Williams, because although his replacement did okay, we saw last game just like Trent's his ability to like move at his weight is so impressive. Like he's like
Wise
running
meat.
down guys, and so there is a huge drop off when this offense is missing him. They definitely have to invest in the O-line
Yes.
next year, because like he
They should
does
have done it this year.
get injured. Yeah,
Yeah.
because they're not okay.